Okay, I thought we'd go live a bit early. I see a couple of people in the chat, and I thought, why not? I've got no guest on tonight, so it's just me you've got to put up with. So we'll just wait for a few more people to come in, hopefully. Hopefully the mic works. If someone who's in the chat can let me know, I've got the new mic on today, and hopefully the sound's going to sound a bit better. But let me know if the mic's working, otherwise I'm just miming to myself at the moment. But while I'm waiting for you guys to let me know, hi, Tamabel. Hope you're well. Really enjoying Tamabel's stuff at the moment, putting out some really nice content at the car boot sales. And it's quite funny watching how people in Scotland are compared to people down here in England are at the car boot sales. It's quite funny to watch. So, yeah, really enjoying their content. Thank you, Mustang Monkey. The mic is on. That's good because I know sometimes it's a bit of a nightmare if you don't know. So I appreciate you telling me. Limelight Venti, hello as well. Thank you. I've just seen your comment on the YouTube video as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about the giveaway tonight, which is going to be next week. So, yeah, I thought I want to give something back to the subscribers. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that tonight and about the gimme, as you say, you have to put in the chat. So, as I say, I'll wait for a few more people to hop in. Nothing overly serious tonight. I just really wanted to come on, talk a little bit about the eBay listing tool. I know a lot of people have been using it recently. I have been moved over, I think it was the start of last week or mid last week. And I've got my own opinions on it, but I'm keen to know what other people are thinking about it because any change eBay makes always has a sort of half and half, really. I remember then the managed payments come out, people were going mad about it. You know, this is going to ruin eBay. I can't believe they've done that. And actually, I found managed payments to be the best thing eBay's ever done to make it nice and easy. You haven't got a bill at the end of the month for all these extra fees you need to pay. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about my Q4 listing plans and also a plan for next year as well. So I've been really thinking hard about where my challenges are going to be this Q4 and what I want to do next year. Now the boot sales are coming to an end. And yeah, we'll just have a really chat. So if you've got any questions in the live chat tonight, please put them in. I'm more than happy to answer. Be with you guys for about an hour tonight and we'll go from there. So thank you, Limelight. Thanks for confirming. And yeah, guys, if any of you have your own YouTube channel, etc., I know Tam and Bells are mentioned have theirs and they're doing really well. So if any of you do have a YouTube channel or want to drop that in the chat, I'm more than happy to share that as well. Always happy to support other channels because that's helped me to grow my channel as well by other people shouting me out in the chat and stuff. So first things first, let's talk about my listing plan for Q4. We'll start there. So at the moment, I currently list 10 a day on eBay where possible, but stock has been more and more difficult to get recently. This weekend was really good at the car boots, but normally it takes a little bit, it's a little bit easier than normal, but this weekend was okay. But it's got me thinking about my listing plan for Q4, whether I want to lower that or whether I want to continue at the 10 a day. And I've decided I want to stay at the 10 a day simply because I want to remain consistent for eBay. So it's made me think, what am I going to do when car boot sales actually close down? Now, my Sunday car boot sale have told us they plan to stay open right up until Christmas, depending on the weather. But I have been told by another reseller who I speak to, Neil, about an indoor one. Well, it's kind of indoor, it's in Barnes, and it's probably around 45 minutes away from me. So the same sort of time it takes me to travel to Borden on a Sunday. So my plan is to actually go to that one when the rain's there. But I also need to think about other ideas. And one of the ideas I don't mind sharing, what I've been trying this week, is I've been speaking to house clearance people. I've been finding them on Facebook and I've been dropping them a message on Facebook and also emailing them to see whether, you know, they have stock there that might be sitting there over the winter months when boot sales are closed, that I can come and actually pick through and see if we can arrange a few things such as there. So maybe a good idea for you guys if you are struggling for stock, especially if you're an everything seller or even if you are niche down, to actually get in contact with them house clearance people, because you've got to remember that they have so much stock and they want to get rid of it as quick as possible. So it might just be an idea. So it's a couple of things I've been thinking about. I'm going to try and keep up the chat as well. So if you do have any questions, please do put them in. Yes, so Ian was going to come on the coffee pod actually last week, but he's been a bit under the weather recently, so we're arranging a new date. So yeah, Master of Pieces will be coming on the coffee pod. Really excited to speak to him. I think his channel's fantastic. So yeah, we're going to arrange another date, but he was meant to come on last week, but he was feeling under the weather. and James was happy to jump on. So it was really nice to have a chat with James. And actually, I saw James again on Sunday at the car boot sale, running around with his 2 IKEA bags. And again, I think he done really well when I had a quick chat with him. So yeah, I'm really, really keen to get Master of Pieces on the channel. Hi, Leanne. Hope you're well. I've used the new listing tool for a while and like most of it now. Yeah, so we'll talk about the new listing tool. So I was unsure at first, but actually I have found it hasn't affected me at all. It hasn't slowed down my listings. There's certain things in certain places it's taken me a bit more time to get used to, such as the item condition being further down the page and the photos being right at the top. So I think once you play around with it a bit more, you do get used to it. But I've seen lots of things, especially on the UK Facebook groups, of people saying, you know, it's a disaster, they need to change it back. But personally, for me, it hasn't slowed down my business. A few people have mentioned glitches and bugs with it, sometimes crashing, but I think that is eBay. You know, eBay does have glitches and bugs, but for myself, I found the new listing tool okay. I find it quite easy to navigate, apart from them things being in different places where you're used to. But the layout seems okay with me. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't fill in from your title. So the old listing tool used to be able to type out a title and it would start filling in a few of your item specifics, but this doesn't do it. So I'm hoping that is something they will change. Hi, Chop Chop. Hope you're well. Hanley, hope you're well. Thank you for popping in. We've been having a nice chat today, as we always do in the reseller group we're in. Hanley does some really good things with car parts. So I shared her post. Actually, she's given away effectively car parts really cheap. So if anyone is looking for stock and knows about car parts, get in touch, because it's a bargain what she's giving away. And I actually said to her today that if I done car parts myself, it would be something that I would do. So yeah, let me know and I can put you in touch with Hanley if needed. Anthony, hi, thanks for popping in. And Sam, again, thanks for popping in as well. Let me just catch up with the chat in case I've missed anyone. Just want to make sure I keep up tonight. Oh, here we go. So Hanley's talking about the new listing tool. So I really like the new listing tool. I was one of the first we moved, so have been on it for months and it's great. Yeah, I know when we were talking, Hanley, I was really anxious about moving across, but actually it hasn't affected my business at all. And it's actually as fast, if not faster, in my world. It used to fill in the details from the title, but there's been a glitch, so it should come back soon. Okay, well, that's good to know then, Hanley. Thanks for letting me know that, because that is the frustrating thing for me, that it doesn't fill in the title. That's so frustrating when it doesn't do that. I think video idea is great. eBay trying to keep up with the times. Yeah, so I tried the new listing tool many months ago and tried to upload a video. And for some reason, the video never appeared. Now, I don't know why that was. There wasn't any music in it. There wasn't any, you know, swearing in it or anything such as that. So maybe, again, it was another glitch. But I haven't actually tried using the video tool and the new listing tool yet. I wonder how much added protection eBay will give you. For instance, if you're testing, say, a DVD player, you show it completely working, and the person receives it, says it's not working, are eBay going to protect you anymore? I'm not sure. But yeah, keen to know if anyone's had a bit more backup from eBay on that side as well. With the price of fuel, what would you call a buying radius from home? Yeah, absolutely. And I have considered that a lot more as well when going out sourcing, because the price of fuel, as we all know, and the cost of living is going crazy at the moment. So I'm happy to travel 40 minutes to my Sunday car boot sale, not because necessarily I want to, but because I always do really well there. Now, Chop Chop, if I remember rightly, you're quite local to me, and I used to go to apps called Farm, and I haven't been there in a while, but that was because I started to not get as much stuff from there. So although it's quicker for me, it's probably about 15 minutes for me, I was coming home with a lot less. So that's why I made the change. So I think it's very important to find a boot sale you enjoy going to. And also it's quite nice for a change sometimes, because otherwise you do see the same sort of faces in the same stalls. So it's nice to mix it up. So Hanley, it's quite good to have you on, because you're quite experienced with the listing tool. So the video tool takes 48 hours to be approved. And in that time, apparently your listing is not actually active. So it causes delays in the listing. That's interesting as well. So if you are thinking about being consistent with your 10 a day, such as I am, you might have to plan in advance if you are going to be adding videos to them listings. Plus, you don't really want to tweak anything for 48 hours in that sense, then, because your listing might not actually be showing up to anyone. So that's interesting. Hopefully, that Leanne said the same about the delay on the video, as the bots need to check if it's relevant, not illegal. Yeah, so it makes sense why it's a delay, but that's quite frustrating how it can take up to 48 hours. Because at the moment, I think when you list on eBay, it's normally about 10 minutes until your listing is actually live. So yeah, it's really interesting why it takes so long. So maybe again they can improve that. So maybe YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, eBay can actually improve that time and get that time down, because that would frustrate me. Yeah, Mustang Monkey, sorry, I didn't recognize your name. So thank you for being a new subscriber. Just wondered what your storage is like. Get my first storage container next week. Any tips, guys, please? So I can speak about my storage. And when we had this shed built, so I'm down a shed at the end of the garden. And when we had the shed built, I looked at it and thought, do you know what? I'll have plenty of space. I'll never outgrow this. And I would say this shed can comfortably hold maybe 700 items comfortably. And I'm an everything seller, so it's a range of big and small items. Now, my books I've got are not stored here. They're stored somewhere else. They're stored at my dad's because I haven't got the room for that. But storage is a big thing. So I would say you're getting your first storage container. Depending on where it is, you might be able to start off somewhere small and then grow into a bigger one. But bear in mind that sometimes it works out more cost effective to go straight for a bigger unit. Think about the time it's going to take for you to move across to the bigger unit if needed. But my advice would be, yeah, get more space than you probably think you need, because actually even the floor space that moving around and moving stock in and out, you need a bit more room. But I'm making do for this at the moment. I'll be honest with you. I would love to be able to move into a bigger space. When we move house, hopefully next year, the plan is to have a converted garage, hopefully, a bit like Nick Hills had, where I can actually have a proper YouTube space, a proper space for packing, a proper space for the stock as well. So yeah, I would always say get a slightly bigger side than you anticipate. And I wish I did with the shed. I wish I went double the size. But again, when it's down your garden, you haven't got much room really. Sam saying you can leave in draft to get approved. Okay, well, that's a good way, because I do actually draft quite a lot of items as well, Sam. So yeah, if you can leave it in the drafts to get the approval, that's the way to possibly do it then. So any of your items you're listing with video, chuck in the draft, wait for them to be approved, and then maybe list them all on the same day, wherever it may be. Yeah, Chop said he only brought 6 things from App Sunday. So I think sometimes boot sales go that way, and it's sometimes more about the quality of the item compared to the quantity as well. I've been guilty of going to a boot sale and just buying anything and everything for the sake of saying, oh, I need to get so much stuff. Where this weekend I was a bit more selective, but I still come away with probably around 50 items. So still not where I want to be. I want to be picking up 70 to 100 consistently every weekend. But as we know, it doesn't always happen. So this week I'll be doing a bit more sourcing. So a bit more sourcing on Facebook Marketplace, on Nextdoor, on Gumtree, on other apps as well, sorry, because the weather's not looking great for this up and coming weekend. So this is what I was saying at the start of the video. I've been really thinking about Q4 plans, especially for this year, but more so for next year. And one of my ideas next year is to try and pick up about 20% extra stock at every single boot sale. So where you might say, I need to go and pick up 50 or 70 items this weekend, I'll be pushing to pick up 100 or 120. And actually, as hard as it is, stick some of them away in the loft, ready for this kind of time, because I want to keep my consistent listing, and that's more difficult when the boot sales are closed. Stepmom's in. Hi, Zoe. Hope you're well. And we've got Tap Peddler in as well. Hi, Derek. Hope you're doing well, mate. So Mustang Monkey says, I love tip shops. I go twice a week, worth the 30-minute drive for sure. Thanks for your advice. So yeah, I think when it comes to sorting, you do need to keep in mind though the travel it's gonna take, and actually whether it's like a guaranteed pickup. If there was something saying on Facebook Marketplace and it was going to take me a 2-hour round trip, but I knew there was a couple of hundred profit in there easily, I would definitely do it. But if you're going and it's going to take you an hour round trip and pound profit in there, it might not be worth making that trip. You might be better off actually seeing if they can deliver it to you, or seeing if you can find something more local that's worth your time. So yeah, keep that in mind. But I must admit, I've never been to a tip shop. I know there is one quite local to me down in Sunbury that has a tip shop. So yeah, again, it's another great idea to go sourcing because they get a lot of stuff in there and it's reasonably cheap from what I've heard. Oh, it's all right for some. Watching from Turkey before heading out to the evening entertainment. Well, yeah, thank you for popping in. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're having a nice holiday and a nice bit of time away. I saw on Pete's Tuesday Live he does that, your listings have been a bit slower than you normally would do, but you'll still manage to get the sales. So hopefully you're still having great sales while on holiday, and that's the best place to be. Leanne's asked a great question. So you still haven't got any moderators and your channel was growing. Both Richard Knight and Chris Hayden used to get targeted on live streams. So the reason I don't have any moderators is because I just never get round to making people moderators. And I'm going to try and make some people moderators now if I know how to do it. So that's the reason I haven't really got any. I know Mel set me up once with her as a moderator. But I think what I'll do, that's a great point, Leanne. And I think what I'll do is make a note now to make some people moderators, because there's quite a few people who come in consistently on the chat who I've even had on the coffee pod before. So, yeah, great shout. Now I'm going to look into that after the stream. Hi, Belle. Hope you're well. I was just saying at the start, I'm really enjoying the car boot sales that you guys are putting out and how different it is up in Scotland compared to England at the car boot sales. I saw Tam had a bit of a thing with someone the other day who tried to push in on his deal he was trying to make on some toys and stuff. And I just felt that's incredibly rude. And we see it down here, but yeah, people act differently down here to what they do up in Scotland. So that's interesting. But thank you for joining. So Chop Chop says there's one tip shop in Woking. Okay, let me make a note of that as well. This is really good. This is why I enjoy coming on lives and speaking to everyone, because people give some really good ideas. Not something I've ever heard of before. I know of the recycling centre in Woking, but I didn't know there was a shop there as well. So that's interesting. I'll check that out. Derek says slower sales, but don't mind too much, as don't want to be overwhelmed with orders when I return, but nice to get a few. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Credit to you, because when I go on holiday, I find it really hard to switch off. And it sounds like you've actually said yourself, do you know what, you've had a great year and, sales are still going to trickle through, but actually you don't want to come back to the stress as well. I remember when we went to New York, I came back to, I think it's about 60 odd orders. And actually the stress of landing and thinking, right, I've got to go straight back to work now and get these orders out wasn't worth it. So, yeah, absolutely. I always advise people when you're going away on holiday, enjoy it. eBay's still going to be around. And what do they say? It sort of takes a week to get your store up and running again. So, yeah, I'm glad you're having a nice time. And absolutely, I think you're doing the right thing. I think that means don't pick me, James. I'm rubbish with tech. Tam's good, though. Oh, thanks, James. Yeah, Tam did really well at the boot sale. We're enjoying watching your videos, too. Yeah, I mentioned at the start, if you're not following Tam and Belle, please do. I'm really enjoying their videos, and I really want them to get to the 1,000 subscribers as well. So I will link their channel in the chat. Or if someone can link their channel, if I can make a moderator at some point tonight, that would be really good. Damien, hi, welcome. I'm in and out on house, or even no, it's absolutely fine. Thank you for popping in, and thanks for your comments on the latest video as well. Yeah, you're right. I was disappointed when I opened the camera case and there was the worst, I think, HP camera, whatever it was. I was gutted because I was thinking it was going to be like a Mew or a Mewtwo at least, and it wasn't. So yeah, I was fuming about that. But thank you for popping in. So Sam says, I use eBay Vinted for online sourcing, and I have a big all year round boot sale, so that gives me more than enough stock. Yeah, see, that's really good to have that consistent supply. That is so important in the reselling game, to have that consistent supply of stock coming through. And it's something that I need to really get better at, because this is now my second year in reselling full time. And I'm coming to the same issues now when the nights are getting darker quicker. You start thinking about, oh, that means boot sales are coming to an end. how else I'm going to sort the stock out. But as I mentioned, I've been trying to get in touch with some house clearance people. I'm going to start going to more auctions as well. I went to an auction the other Friday, which wasn't great. But normally that auction's pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to start getting out to more auctions and stuff. And what I'm going to try and do on the channel is try and get some footage of that. It's really difficult when you're in an auction house to film, but I'm going to try and get some footage where I can, probably on the mobile phone a bit discreetly, to see what we do. Yeah, chop I will do. I'm going to select quite a few people to be mods. I appreciate that. And thanks for Leanne again for bringing that up, because it's very important as my channel grows. I do have some mods in here. So yeah, no one abuse it tonight. No one put any rude words in the chat, please. At least for this week. You can try next week when I've got some mods. So Leanne says, one tip shop in West Sussex I went to recently gave me a tip and said to look in the donation area as well as a shop, as they sell from that area as well. Yeah, see, that's good. They're there to make as much money as possible as well. But I'm guessing they're pricing things reasonably compared to some of the charity shops I've been to recently. I picked up one thing from a charity shop in the last 6 months or so. I just don't bother going to them anymore. I just think that I can better serve my time trying to source online elsewhere than go to a charity shop. Mustang Monkey says, I go to the tip shop for shoes, mostly £2 adults and £1 kids pair. Do fab from them. Always come away with a car full of stuff for under £30. Really worth a try, if any local to you. Yeah, so I'm going to give them a try, and it might be a good thing for me to do a bit of a video about as well, whether it's worth going to them. I've heard some good things, I must admit, but as I said, it's not something I've been to myself. But this is why it's always good to come and share ideas with other resellers, because it's stuff outside the box that sometimes you're so engrossed in your own work you don't normally think about. Yeah, stick the GoPro to your head. Yeah, I can try doing that. The auction house, I don't think I've ever seen anyone film in the auction house, as in with the GoPro. I don't think anyone's that brave, but I'm sure I can get some footage on the phone, you know, just sort of walking around, pretending I'm looking at some stock, taking pictures, whatever. So I might be able to get a little bit of footage. But yeah, I'll be going to a few more auctions, especially over the winter months, because the car boots are slowing down, and we've got to keep that stock up. Yeah, Derek, absolutely. I will make you a spanner as well. Once I finish the stream, I'll learn how to do it, and I'll make some people spanners. Hi, Pete. Hope you're well. I still need to send you my numbers. Really sorry. I've been busy all day today, but I will make a note as well. I'm going to say Pete numbers to send them across to you. And yeah, happy to jump on your live again if you need me tomorrow at 3. So I'll drop you a message on Instagram, but thanks for joining. The answer is I paid 50p each for puzzles and board games and 20p for books from the tip shop. That's really good. I picked up another big bundle of books at the weekend. We agreed at £17.50, I believe it was. Haven't gone through them yet, but there's quite a few. I've probably got about 60, 70 books maybe. And there's lots of bundles to be made. So yeah, while we're talking about books, the books have been absolutely flying. I put a 50% sale on all my books for the last 2 weeks, because obviously in the UK we can only run sales for 2 weeks and you have to wait. And in them 2 weeks, I need to have a look, but I think I probably sold close to 70 bundles of books. So now I'm probably down to about 100 bundles left. And at one point I had about 500 bundles. And that was only in June I picked up the books. So they've been going really well. And it's all profit now. I'm well in the thousands of profit on the books. So yeah, fingers crossed it continues to go well. Yeah, I did. I haggled on some books. I was looking at something else the guy had as well, but I wasn't too sure on it. It was something to do with a pond. But yeah, I clocked the books and we got a good deal on them. So I trip back to the car to unload them all. But yeah, I'll probably go through them tomorrow. I've got so much stock from the weekend I need to work through, including them Furbies as well, that one of them still got batteries in and won't shut up. But yeah, I've got the 7 Furbies to research and list as well. But my best pickup from the weekend was that big bag of shoes and hats as well. There should be some good money now. I've done a bit of research on a couple of pairs, and a couple of pairs are about £30 each. So I'm hoping for a few £100 profit on that. So yeah, I seem to be navigating myself towards shoes a bit more. So whether that's going to be something I do niche down to in the future, I don't know. But I'm finding plentiful of shoes at the moment, car boots. Derek says 2 of my regular boot sales stay on over winter, get smaller, but I oversource in the summer. Yeah, that is exactly what I am saying, Derek, myself. I need to do. I need to source an extra 20 or 30% over the summer to counteract the slower winters. I was mentioning at the start of the stream, actually, there is a boot sale I can go to that is undercover, which I will be going to. But it's more the midweek ones I'm going to struggle with. I've looked at the weather this week and it doesn't look great. And even on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where I go to boot sales, the weather looks rubbish. So I'm going to have to think of another idea. I hope James has a big enough notepad. Actually, I'm using Post-it notes because I can't find the notepad. So yeah, I've got Post-it notes all around the desk at the moment. But yeah, it's good to do that. Going out tomorrow around my usual charity shops on Ricky Lee's patch. Well, hopefully Ricky Lee's not in, and I can get books for 10p each at one place. That's amazing. That's what I paid for the book bundle. And I would love to constantly pick up books at 10p if they're in good or very good condition. And if you can bundle them, because you're always going to make profit on that as well. Ricky is going live at 8 tonight as Chris. Yeah, I saw Ricky Resale's going live at 8 tonight. I always do my live 7 till 8 and I always make sure I get off just before 8 o'clock. So yeah, I'll make sure I'm finished so everyone can jump over to his live as well, 8 o'clock. But I just want to talk a little bit about my plan for the giveaway I'm going to be doing on my channel. So I want to give something back to the subscribers. My channel has grown incredibly fast and I'm closing in on 2,000 subscribers. But I'm going to do a big giveaway for that. But beforehand, and it's going to be next week on the Coffee Pod Live, I am going to do a giveaway to anyone who wants to be involved. All you have to do is comment the word gimme, so that's Gimme, on any of my videos. So it could be on this one after the live tonight, it could be on the boot sale video I put out earlier on today, it could be on any of the videos. And then what I'm going to do is use the generator to actually draw one person who's going to get a spin on the mystery wheel. And that will be live on the Coffee Pod podcast. Now, there's some really good prizes and there's also some really bad prizes, including a signed Bold Finds sticker. But this signed Bold Finds sticker will be the first signed Bold Finds sticker. So it's going to be a limited edition. It's going to be first edition, in fact. So you might want to frame it. You might want to put it away somewhere safe because it might be worth good money in the future. But yeah, just a bit of fun. I want to give something back to the subscribers and the people who have supported me through the journey. So that will be coming up next week on the channel. So yeah, I'll be doing a lot more promotion this week about that. But I'm keen to find out your guys' thoughts on the listing tool. I know we spoke about it earlier, but has anyone been using it? Has anyone had any real success with it? Has anyone had any real struggles with it? And also, I'm really keen to find out what your plans are for sourcing in Q4, because Q4 is the most exciting time to be an eBay reseller, normally where we make the most money, but also the most stressful time when it is for getting stock for most people. Now, I know some people have a constant supply of stock coming through. I know lots of people have put away loads of stock over the course of the year so they don't struggle. But for myself, who doesn't necessarily think about Q4 until it hits Q4, what is everyone else's plans to get that stock in? That's what I'm really keen about tonight. And so if you could put in the chat your ideas and we can talk about that. Tama Bell says, is that the waffle or is he solo? So I think it's just him solo. I saw earlier, there's no theme to his chat. It's just going to be a bit of a Q&A, similar to this one. So yeah, that starts at 8 o'clock. Sam says, when I buy books, I only buy ones to bundle, not individual books. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. I do the same, unless it's a completely rare book. You know, if it's like a Stephen King book or a Terry Pratchett book, I know is quite rare and sought after, I will buy it singular. But most of the time, I would say I just buy books for bundles, because bundling up books is so much easier than actually worrying about selling them one by one. And also the value you can get as well. You know, you could do 10 books and you'll struggle to get £3 a book. But you bundle them all together, you can easily get £25. You can still make really good profit. And I've seen that a lot with the authors. If you bundle authors together, it doesn't matter if it's not from the same series or set, you can still get sales based on the author because people like who they like. So yeah, that's what I've been doing with my bundles. Yeah, Leanne says just a random live. Yeah. What items do you do well with, James? Anything overland? Yeah, so we spoke about it a couple of times there. So books have been overlooked, I think, by a lot of people in the past, especially in the UK market. And I used to overlook books, but now I'm happy to pick up books. I've seen they have sold. I like picking up things such as bread makers because a lot of people don't want the hassle of posting them, and there's really good money to be made with bread makers. But if I could pick one sort of category to niche down into, it would be video games, just because I'm into video games myself. But trying to find them at the car boot sale is ridiculously hard. On my Saturday one, guys who will literally just walk to every car when they pull up, any video games in video games, and go, and that's all they're looking for. That is all they're focused on. So you've got to be really lucky to find video games. But yeah, I think when you first, I think it's always important to just buy everything you sort of think could make money. Do your research, make some mistakes, and then you'll quickly realize what you don't enjoy selling anymore. So I've done lots of printers in the past, and I've said to myself, no more printers now because I'm sick to death of testing printers, sending printers, getting returns on printers. So I've kind of said, draw a line under that. Same with VHS players now. I used to pick up a lot of VHS players, but I would say 80% you pick up do not actually work. So you're selling for spares and repairs, and people aren't reading descriptions. So there's lots of things now. I'm kind of saying I will leave it for someone else. Although there's money to be made, I will leave it to someone else. And as I said, most recently I've been drawn towards trainers a lot more. Really easy to list. If you get them in good condition, they sell quite quick. And normally there's not many issues. The only return you potentially will get is doesn't fit, but that is for them to pay to send it back to you. You're not going to get a broken trainer necessarily, unless say the glue's coming away. But that's down to you to do your checks when you pick things up. Don't reduce the value of the sticker. Yeah, if you do win and you get the spin on the wheel and you win the bold find stickers and you don't want it signed, you have to tell me. Otherwise, it's coming signed, I'm afraid. Hi, Pete. Hope you're well. Hope you've been out and about. I know you said that you haven't been sourcing much recently and stuff, but yeah, we're just discussing local events, really. I went to a Jumble Trail, Pete, but it was down in Southampton. I went on Sunday. And the only reason I went is because Borden Boot Sale, the one I go to on Sunday, is about a 40-minute drive away. So I thought I'd continue my journey and go to it. And I wish I didn't. I was there for a couple of hours and hardly got anything. A lot of it was all baby clothes and stuff, something I don't really touch. So yeah, not worth my time. But yeah, Pete's was really helpful. We chat on Instagram about local sort of jumble sales and stuff in the area as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll bump into you soon, Pete, when we're out and about on the jumble sales. But I hope you're well. Tamabell say their boot sales on all year round. So still stores there and charity shops up here are decent. Hopefully a few cheeky Facebook pickups too. Yeah, do you know what? I've been really slack on Facebook. I used to be all over Facebook, but I just find that things are going the moment they're posted up. So I think I need to do a bit more research on how to get to things quicker. Whether I need to set up more alerts, maybe, might be the way to go. But yeah, I used to be all over Facebook, but not so much anymore. If you're looking for job lots, local eBay can be a great place. Doesn't have much competition on them. Absolutely, Sam, that's spot on. And I've been doing a bit more of that this week because I would say about a year ago, I picked up a job lot of Monster High dolls. And I think I paid £25 for the lot. And I made an absolute killing on Monster High dolls. I sold one this week, actually, not from this bundle, but I picked up a Monster High doll for 30p at the car boot and I sold it for £85 this week. So there is good money in Monster High. But yeah, I do look at eBay for job lots and local pickups because no one bids on them with the local pickup and they're not local. So yeah, another good tip if you are struggling for stock and sourcing. Everyone and their wife wants to niche into video games. Yeah, absolutely, Damien. If there was enough out there, I'm sure we all would. But I think the reason people do is because they sell instantly. So if you price a video game at the right price, they're going to sell within a couple of minutes of listing up. And I think that's why people like it because you don't have to have much storage space and things are just in and out constantly. But yeah, I'll pick them up if they're there, but I won't go sourcing just for video games. I've had some luck with a PlayStation 4 and a Wii I got at the boot sale, but apart from that, I don't really find much. I saw Cooking Hayden, Car Boot Chris, pick up a big bundle of video game stuff. So I'm keen to know how he got on with that because there's some really cool stuff in there, a couple of vintage Game Boys, etc. But yeah, I always look for them, but I don't really find them as much. Yes, says, hi, Peter. I finally sold the Monopoly game I picked up from your town when I took you to Hitchin, but I got £35 for it. That's good, Leanne. Let us know what Monopoly game that is. Is it like a Monopoly board game? Because that's something that I pick up quite a bit, and I need to stop because most of them aren't worth picking up unless you're going to send them into Amazon, which I don't do at the moment. Yeah, Dame is right. They're probably the hardest thing to source at Boots. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think for a good video game bundle, you've got to get lucky on Facebook Marketplace, or you've got to get lucky on Nextdoor. But even on Facebook Marketplace, when I've agreed a deal for a video game bundle, the person's messaged me back and said someone else has offered me double the amount, so I'm going to sell it to them. So I guess resellers do that. They jump on it and they say to that person, I'll give you double the amount you've got it listed for. And of course, you're going to accept it. I would. So completely understand. Is James lagging for anyone else, or is it my internet? Oh, hopefully not. Oh, Leanne's saying I'm freezing every so often. I've had a few issues with the internet today. My YouTube video took so long to upload. So if I am lagging constantly, let me know and I have to end the live because it's not great for everyone else. Let's have a look here. Damien says, only worth niching down if you're going to struggle finding stock, no matter how much you enjoy selling it. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you niche down, you've got to have that constant supply because otherwise you're just going to run out of things to list up on eBay as well. Yeah, I got that. Got your men down. So Derek says he doesn't like the new listing tool, but got to use it, so may as well get used to it. Lots more clicking. Yeah, so I find lots more clicking, lots more scrolling, I must admit. So I think it's one of them things where you will just end up getting used to, like you say, Derek. But yeah, I completely agree that the new listing tool does take a bit of time to get used to. I've only been on it a week or so. I'm finding it okay, but some things aren't where I expect them to be, and that's the most frustrating thing for me. Oh, Pete, this is what I want. Just seen the car boot video and you missed the orange Kenny Plus at the end. Can get 15 to £20. Yeah, I looked at it a few times. I couldn't find the South Park label on it. So I didn't know whether it was genuine. And that's why I left it behind. Normally I would have grabbed that, but I couldn't find the label. So yeah, Pete, let me know if they don't have the labels. Maybe that's what it is. But that's why I left it behind. Hi, Tonks Boutique. Hope you're well. Let me just catch up on the comments here. So Derek says he also donates the broken ones to school for kids to open up and learn about electronics so they don't go to waste. Yeah, so I'm guessing you're talking about if you pick up VCRs and stuff that, you know, most of the time they are broken, or maybe not most of the time, but majority of the time they are broken. So it's good you donate them instead of them just going into landfill as well. Yeah, I buy a lot of VCR in bulk and probably 50% are faulty. Oh, there we go. And most needs head cleaning, etc. Luckily, I didn't pay much. Yeah, I've seen lots of videos about cleaning the heads on VCRs. I don't know how to do it myself. Maybe it's something I should learn in case I pick them up in the future. But how much of your time do you spend trying to repair something? That's another thing. I know Fix It for Resale Lee. He will spend a lot of time repairing things to sell. I would probably just either donate it or sell it spares and repairs. Worst case, I haven't really got the time or effort to put into it, really. So Mustang Monkey says, I pick up every set of house phones at boot sales. They fly for me. Oh, yeah, I'm a big house phone fan when it comes to picking them up at car boot sales. I tend to pick up a set, I would say, most weekends. I think this weekend I've picked up 2 or 3 sets myself. And yeah, you're completely right. They do sell. I break mine down personally. So I'll sell the phone and the base, and sometimes even the phone base and the charger separately. You can get a lot more money because some people are just looking for one of them parts, compared to selling it as a whole, and it's slightly less money. But yeah, interested to see what you do. Oh, so we are getting a bit of lag. Must be something with Virgin Internet. Everyone's saying the sound is good, but the picture is stopping every so often. Okay, so it's lagging a little bit. So yeah, apologies, guys. Dennis is getting used to the new listing tool. Annoys me that on some specifics it's a yes and no, on others it's no, yes. I haven't noticed that. That's interesting. So sometimes it's labeled round the other way. That could be quite confusing because if you're so used to clicking, say, the left-hand side for yes, you're going to end up clicking no at some point. So I think they're working on eBay at the moment. I think there's certain things that they can improve, and I think they will get better with it. I think it's like everything eBay put out there, but considering they've been testing it for quite a while now, I thought all of these little glitches may have been fixed. I'll be interested to see whether at the eBay Open anyone actually spoke about the listing tool and actually said about improvements they can make on it. So Mustang Monkey says, started reselling last November, doing only clothing, didn't last long, takes way too much time and got bored. Yeah, I went through the clothing stage, measuring out clothing and having to do photographs in the living room on the rug because of the size. Really not for me. I still pick up the odd bit of clothing, but I would never niche down to clothing. Town Bell say, I have a phone question. Often I get the phones and they are missing the rechargeable batteries. They could be expensive to buy. Better to test them with normal batteries and sell. Yeah, so that's exactly what I do. I will never, I say never, I would say 99% of the time, never sell the phone with the batteries included. So I will put in my item descriptions, you go used, and in the item description, I'll put requires 2 times AAA batteries, not included. So I will test them with normal AAA batteries. I will show pictures with the phone on, and then in the description title, which comes under the main title, I will say does not include batteries. And the reason I do that is because if you send out a phone with rechargeable batteries, you don't know how long them rechargeable batteries have been in the phone. They might only last the customer a week or so, and that's a return waiting to happen. So I always sell them without the batteries. Normally, you see the South Park logo on the backside on the white label. Yeah, that's what I thought, Pete. But I had a good look around it, and I couldn't see the label. So whether it had ripped off or whether it was an unofficial one. But yeah, I know the South Park ones normally go for a lot. But yeah, good advice, and I'll keep a lookout in the future. If I do see the labels, I'll definitely pick them up. Yeah, no, Derek said the same. You can use normal batteries in the handset, but don't try to charge them. Yeah, absolutely. Just use normal batteries. Make sure they switch on. Make sure they're functional, and that's good enough to list. Damien says, yeah, hate listing clothing. I know a lot of people who do really well on clothing, and they are constantly listing. They've got the right setup to list clothing. I just haven't got it myself. Oh, there we are. Sometimes the white label can get cut off. Yeah, so maybe that's what's happened with this plush here. Maybe that's why I didn't pick it up. I wonder if that affects the value, possibly, when you come to list it as well. And Tom's saying, I don't mind clothing, but flat lays are a pain for trousers, shorts. Yeah, I didn't like doing the flat lay stuff when I was doing it. I only picked up one big bundle of vintage clothing from a wholesaler. Never again. I just didn't enjoy it. And I think you've got to enjoy what you do as well. That's a good idea, Mustang Monkey. Same rechargeable batteries to test, but if they don't come with batteries, it's not worth the outlay. Yeah, I would not buy rechargeable batteries to put with the phones. I don't think you'll get the money. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. I think we all gave the same kind of answers, which is good. Damien's saying worth having a set of rechargeable batteries to test the bases. Yeah, absolutely. I've got a rechargeable battery set here that I use for that, simply just to test, but I don't include the batteries. Oh yeah, Derek's saying the same. I don't know how long the batteries are going to charge. You can't rely on them as well. So, and yet Poundland sell rechargeable batteries for £2. So if you do want to get some rechargeable batteries for £2, definitely go to Poundland. That sounds like a good price, because I think on Amazon or eBay they're about £4 or £5. They're quite expensive rechargeable batteries. So I just use normal batteries to test most of the time, but I do have a rechargeable set if needed. Must get 2 England-style tops on as World Cup in the middle of November. Yeah, do you know what? I keep looking for football shirts. The shirt I saw on my car boot sale was a rugby shirt, and it was new with tags for £10. And I don't know the market when it comes to rugby shirts. I regret not picking it up, because I think a brand new shirt with tags for a tenner, you're always going to make money. But at that point, I'd got quite a bit, so I didn't really want to spend any more money on stuff I wasn't too sure of. Maybe I should have walked away and looked on eBay, but I was quite happy with what I got. 15% discount. Oh yes, Tam at Poundland gets 15% discount, so the batteries are even cheaper for you then, Tam. But yeah, maybe that's the way to go then. Maybe get yourself some rechargeable batteries and just use them to test. But I use normal batteries most of the time, and they're absolutely fine. And Tonks Boutique, you're absolutely right. Poundland does need to change the name, because I don't think hardly anything in Poundland's a pound at the moment. Most things are £2 for £1, but you're right. Sometimes you walk in, they've got manager specials, and it's about 12 quid. And so I don't understand how Poundland can have manager specials for 12 quid. So Anyway, guys, we've been going for just over 40 minutes now. I appreciate you all sticking with me because of the lag. It's showing in my top corner that the connection's not great. So apologies for that. I hope it's been bearable. Just one more shout out. I want to say about the giveaway I'm going to be doing next week on the Coffee Pod. I'll make sure the internet is all good by then. But yeah, I want to give stuff back to subscribers. So all you've got to do is comment "gimme" on any one of my videos so far. And we're going to be doing a giveaway next week. And what I'll be doing on the live at the start of the live, I will be talking a bit more about it. And at the end, I'll be selecting who's going to play on the Magic Wheel. And I'll probably leave it a bit before the end to see if they're in the live chat. And hopefully, if they want to, they can actually come on the live stream with me while we spin the wheel and they can find out what kind of prize. But as I say, thank you so much for putting up with me with the poor connection today. I do apologise. But hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. And I hope to have another video coming out this week. I have a couple of plans of videos. And hopefully we'll get around to it. I'll be able to post it this week. But thanks a lot for joining. And all look after yourself. And I hope you have a good week of sourcing and sales.